Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to Jay's One Key Event 3rd edition, also known as JOKE3. We're back once again with the final couple of matches for what has been a very electrifying quarterfinals weekend. A lot of upsets, a lot of crazy results happening so far this weekend. Hopefully we can continue that trend with another losers bracket matchup. It is going to be BugsLife taking on Nathan7978, a match that somehow managed to come together at the 11th hour to avoid another win by default. So kudos to the players for finding a time before their conditional match. The winner of this match will find themselves facing off against Jackson to round out the quarterfinals weekend. As always, my name is Sparky, and I'll be doing a bit of a school job here in the commentary booth for the next couple of hours. We do have back-to-back matches to round out this weekend. So hopefully you guys are all settled in. We're in for another couple of hours of hopefully high-level one-key play. Or at the very least, some entertaining one-key exhibitions from these players. I believe BugsLife is the higher seeded player of the two we have on screen. But that being said, Nathan has been very good through this tournament as well, not to be underestimated by any stretch of the imagination. And as we make our way through the end of this warm-up, that will do it for the aforementioned warm-ups. I think they did the first one while we were getting everything set up. And we'll get into the all-important roles into the bands and then into that all-important first pick. As BugsLife throws a 58 out into the void. Looking to be answered back by Nathan as they get a 68. Finally, some numbers above the 50 mark. And Nathan does win the roll. So now we wait to see what the bands are going to be. And it is going to be Hybrid 1 here for Nathan. And the speed pick gets thrown out by BugsLife, so no potential conflicts. I think we had a bit of an oopsie on the ref sheet to flip the order here. With that being said, we'll continue on here. Nathan up to pick first. Now looks like we're gonna go for Rice 2 to start things off. A bit of question mark on the pick itself, maybe a bit of uncertainty on Nathan's end, but hopefully they hold their nerve to make it through relatively unscathed. Put up a pretty decent performance on that second warm-up. Very speedy pick overall. This one won't have the nasty bursts that warm-up did, but some interesting tricky patterning that can catch you off guard if you're not too careful. Very hard to make it through relatively unscathed, but here we go into the first map. A reminder to those of you just joining us here that this is a best of 9. First player to 5 points will see themselves going on to the second half of quarterfinals for their weekend. A matchup against Jackson in about 2 hours' time. As Nathan actually finds the first drop here. Maybe just overstreaming one of these broken 1/4 streams. They would have handled the burst right there afterwards, but gonna give BugsLife a bit of a buffer to work with through this introduction. As they start to make the recovery run here, 13,000 points. The deficit that they need to overcome to avoid handing over the first breakpoint in this match. Oh, and another drop on that one triple. Continuing on, picking up a couple of 200s as well. I was going to say, they're doing a good job to get back up with that 98% mark. And handling the bursts as well. BugsLife doing an equally as good job maintaining pace to stay at this 99.5 mark. And they have grown this lead to about 30,000 points. Oh, but as we continue on into the back half, BugsLife gonna find their first drop of the match. One of those 1/8s catching them out. They put a tiny little bit of a dent in their overall score, but still firmly in control of this map for the moment, a full percent ahead of Nathan. But Nathan's gonna have some free time above that 400 combo cap to start chipping away at this lead ever so slightly if BugsLife isn't careful here. Could potentially start to let this lead slip away ever so slightly, but with a quarter of the chart left to go, and being able to navigate these bursts efficiently enough, not really giving away too much accuracy. Oh, but as I say that, the next set of 1/8s causing another drop and having the deficit to about 15,000 points with a tiny sliver of chart left to go. And now it's just a consistency check. But Nathan finds a drop here at the end. That's going to put an end to any potential recovery runs on their side. And BugsLife going to take the first breakpoint in this match to make it 1-0. Alrighty, so it looks like BugsLife's first pick is going to be Rice 1 to try and capitalize on this breakpoint they have been given. It's a pretty straightforward start from both of the players. A couple of broken 1/4 streams. With a potentially consequential LN thrown in every now and again to keep you on your toes. This is arguably the most straightforward Rice chart in this pool. That being said, those LNs do have the potential to trip up players. A 100 from Nathan gonna botch the stream right after. Fortunate to hold on to the combo for the moment, but it does give BugsLife bit of a cushion to work with. Both FCs still intact for now. It'll be interesting to see how they continue as we advance forth into the next third. Coming up on a break, but BugsLife finds a pretty nasty drop. Traded back by Nathan, but some pretty significant accuracy drops on both ends, and now Nathan the beneficiary of it for the moment. As we get into the back half of the chart now, the build up on the LNs. Ooh, very close call for BugsLife for the moment, transitioning into this section. A couple of 200s gonna put a bit of a damper on this accuracy recovery, but able to pull it together, hold on to the combo most importantly as well to give himself a bit of a fighting chance to get back into this map. Some ghost taps, but finding a drop on the next LN. He was just anticipating it a little bit, jumping the gun and cushioning this advantage for Nathan for the moment. Can they hang on? BugsLife's the only one finding drops from here on out. Nathan very close to making it to that 400 combo cap. Gonna find another slider break here. Opening the door once again for BugsLife to try and make a move. They are building on this accuracy at a very rampant pace. Closing it down to about 2/10. The next LN stream not going to catch either player out at this time. But there are some overstream checks, and it's catching Nathan out. A lot of 100s, a lot of 200s as well. And now they're playing tug with the leaderboard going into the last 8th of the chart. It is anybody's game. BugsLife has recovered the accuracy, 2/10 of an advantage, but it is hundreds of points separating the two players. Can they keep it together through these last couple of streams? Starts to break up ever so slightly. Those LNs starts to become a bit of a check, and it's going to be BugsLife pulling it through at the end of it all to the tune of about 2,200 points, keeping the ratio just in line enough to avoid giving back over the break point. And it is now 2-0. Alrighty, so no SV getting banned out means that it is prime material to be picked. Now it looks like Nathan is going to be the one to delve into that round first. Bit of a risky pick overall, not one you want to go into unprepared. But can get your match back on track if you play your cards right, so very nice through the slow down 1/4 stream. Both of them holding on to the combo. Nathan starting to rush the ending of it a little bit. Gonna give up some accuracy, but anything can still happen. This map is primed with a bunch of choke material. Watch the 1/6. Both of them handling it very nicely on that buzz. BugsLife holding on to some immaculate accuracy. 99.8 for the moment. Nathan doing everything in their power to try and keep this close, but unable to hold on to the full combo. Gonna drop on the 1/2s. Able to hold the build up afterwards, but now we get into the main chorus and a couple of mysteries coming through here. The teleports do get very aggressive, can make you anticipate, second guess what you're trying to read through if you're not too careful. But at the end of the day, it gives BugsLife a massive cushion to work with to the tune of about 60,000 points at the moment, as they start to continue lingering around this 99.7 range. This is some of the best accuracy we have seen on this chart, notwithstanding some unnamed SV specialists that are lurking around in the upper bracket. Oh, BugsLife on the ghost taps. Gonna lose their FC, unfortunately, but I think it does little to change the result of what is happening here at the moment. Nathan down about 4% at the moment, a number of misses to their name. And right now it's really just the name of keeping it above the S rank range. So still we continue on. Bit of a foregone conclusion this one is. There aren't that many gimmicks left to read through that are newly introduced. We just go back into a reprise of the main bridge. The 1/4 stream transition. Not catching anybody out. And as we get into the outro, it will be BugsLife taking yet another breakpoint in this match to make it 3-0. Putting themselves in prime position to make this a match point situation, see if they can capitalize on yet another breakpoint opportunity. Alrighty, so BugsLife gonna opt to go for arguably the easier of the two hybrids remaining in this pool. It's gonna be Emperor coming through as their potential final pick in this match, barring a couple of breakpoints going the way of Nathan to extend the match length. So here we go, fourth map of this best of 9. Nathan gonna find a very early drop. Some of these staggered 1/4s catch you off guard. A bit of a overstream check. Typical fare for a Sayura song, but it does give BugsLife a 10k cushion to work with through this introduction. Can they handle this elongated stream? They both can. Very nice. And the accuracy is actually pretty close despite Nathan finding that first miss. About 0.5% now. They can keep it clean from here on out and catch BugsLife unawares on a stream upcoming. Maybe they can sneak this one out. So, remains to be seen. Not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, but the snap check on that transition back into the stream is going to catch Nathan out, and that's exactly what they needed to avoid to try and get themselves back into this. And now things go from bad to worse as BugsLife starts to stretch this advantage. 50,000 points and counting for the moment as they are hanging on to this FC. Very impressive. But as I say that, they find a slip up on one of the gallops, but I think they've done more than enough to secure this point. Still above that 99% mark, but a tiny little blemish on what has been a very nice run so far. A lot of Herta patterns coming out here. The 1-2s interspersed in between. Gotta respect those. Don't want to crush the patterns too hard before getting back into the gallops. And an air miss for the road, but it is not enough to bring Nathan back to the equation. It is a match point situation for BugsLife right out of the gate here as they make it 4-0. And now a potential last stand coming out from Nathan. They're going to go for the stream pick. It's going to be end time to see if they can get a foothold in this match, potentially put away the broom before it sweeps them away from this tournament. Bit of a faster pick, 180 BPM. Maxing out with some 360 BPM bursts. Thankfully not the longest bursts in the world, but it can definitely catch you out, especially because of the fact that they're nestled in between some of those 1-4 streams, so definitely got to watch out for that. Alrighty, so here we go. A bit of an appetizer to start things off. A bit of a introduction to what will eventually become some very elongated streams, right now just broken up, but first little burst handled very well by both players. Separated by only 0.1% at the moment. Going into this tiny bit of an interlude section. It is hundreds of points separating the two players before diving back in. Some broken up doublets. Gotta really pay attention to what the synth is doing in this section. As they both find a couple of 300s here and there. Nathan picking up a couple extra 200s for the road. Gonna bring them down into the 98% range before the stream start. And here we go. This is a true test of this chart in particular. Being able to maintain 180 BPM 1/4 streams with that 360 BPM burst in between. Both of them handling that first one very well for the moment. BugsLife still hanging on to his 99.6. Nathan getting back up over that 99% mark. And it's just a matter of keeping the alternating hands going. A lot of 300s coming out from BugsLife, but not putting that much of a damper to their overall accuracy. But there is the miss. There is an opportunity for Nathan to start to capitalize here. They're above that 400 combo cap. Is there enough time for them to capitalize? There is one last stream. Watch that last burst. And I think Nathan has done it. They have taken their first point in this match to make it 4-1 and keep themselves alive in this match for at least one more map, equal on the 300 counts. 2 extra 200s on Nathan's side and a couple 100s as well, but importantly, able to keep that miss column clean. A full combo when they needed it most, and could have potentially saved their tournament life here. But with that being said, it is BugsLife up to pick now. An opportunity to put a nice little bow on proceedings. They definitely don't want to call it a comeback here. So only a couple of maps left, and they're going to opt to go for Rice 3, so Ghost is going to be the option for them. A very risky pick overall. very technically demanding. You've got to respect all the varying snaps found throughout some of these streams. They are not straightforward 1/4. They are designed to inflict maximum pain over the course of the next minute 30 seconds. And all it could take is one simple slip up to send your score careening out of control. Alrighty, so here we go once again. Back into the fire. A bit of a primer of what is to come. Some simple 1-2s to read through. Nothing too complicated, but we start to get into these gallops. They start to speed up ever so slightly. And here we go. It is so easy to mistime some of these streams, but both players are doing a magnificent job of hanging on for the moment, separated by only 0.2% at the moment. Nathan holding on to the advantage for now. BugsLife picking up a number of 200s, not being answered back here for the moment, but Nathan finds a massive drop midway through, but BugsLife trades it back immediately with a pretty significant accuracy drop as well. A lot of 50s coming out there as he tried to recover. I think that might be one miss too many. There aren't that many gimmicks left up this map sleeve. A couple more streams, though, could potentially swing this back. With how short this map is, 35,000 points is not safe. It just needs one bad section, but it's BugsLife finding the drops here. So despite some early trades, it is going to be Nathan hanging on just ever so slightly longer. And hold the phone, folks. This match is not over just yet. It is now 4-2. BugsLife still in control. But it is now Nathan's next pick. And here we go. Nathan up to pick once again. I believe this is their final pick. They would need to win this and get the break point to force the tiebreaker to come out. So this, I believe, the more straightforward of the two LN charts we have in the pool. Mostly 1/4 based, but there is a pretty rough transition section in the middle. They can catch you off guard, can ruin a perfectly good run. Gonna wait to see if either fall victim to it. BugsLife still on match point. Nathan clawing 2 back here to make it a bit of a match now. Gonna need to force the tiebreaker or say goodbye to this tournament. And BugsLife finding a number of very early releases on these LNs. Gonna give Nathan quite a bit of a cushion to work with. That being said, not immune to the accuracy drops as well. Both of them lingering around this 98% mark. And BugsLife actually gonna miss on the transition. The one triple note gallop. Getting out of it, not the cleanest. And it gives Nathan a pretty massive buffer to work with now. Oh, but Nathan finds the trade in return. That's going to have their lead, but BugsLife unable to capitalize. Here comes that burst. Nathan makes it through cleanly and reestablishes the lead that they had built up through that first half. As we continue on here, Nathan with a 50,000 point advantage, about a full 1.5% in terms of accuracy as well. Could they have found a potential weakness in BugsLife's game? Might be too little too late to take advantage of it. And Nathan has done it. They are making it 4-3 now. Really putting BugsLife to the test. The last point is always the hardest one to obtain in these matches. And it is up to BugsLife now to find the answer here. To avoid going to tiebreaker, LN2 or Hybrid 3 are the decisions for them. And judging by that performance on Warzone, I would have avoided LN2, but they are going to roll the dice here. Taking that match win, potentially, on just a bit of a mulligan on Warzone. Gonna try and run it back on the other LN chart in this pool. This one a lot more release intensive. And judging by BugsLife's accuracy troubles on Warzone, I'm inclined to say that Nathan might have the advantage on this chart if they can keep it a little bit clean. Avoid the trades. Couple of offhand streams to start things off. Going to catch out BugsLife for the moment. Not answered back by Nathan. That's a pretty significant accuracy drop at the very beginning. That being said, this map is a full minute longer than Warzone, so recovering from early drops, not the hardest thing in the world, but recovering from accuracy loss is going to be the name of the game here for both of the players, as Nathan actually tumbling from that 99% mark down to meet BugsLife. If it wasn't for the fact that they have an extra miss in the back pocket to work with, this would be a much closer map. But as it stands, Nathan riding high with that 8,000 point advantage for the moment. Gonna be shrinking here and there as they find streams of 200s though. So BugsLife not out of it just yet. Just gonna need to really put in the work in this back half. There is a very nasty doublet section that has claimed the runs of many a player so far this weekend. Here we go. And Nathan finds the immediate first drop on this doublet section. BugsLife trades it back here. It happens one more time. Can they keep this one clean this go around? BugsLife finds the miss. Gonna put a damper on this lead that they have claimed for themselves here going into the back half. Nathan found a massive accuracy drop, falling from the 98% perch that they were standing on down into the 97s for now. But it is still a very fragile lead. But Nathan finds a drop on the transition. Here come the 1-6. Both handled beautifully well. I think there's one more left in this song before it is over. But right now, BugsLife has a 9,000 point advantage Going into the next break, here comes the next transition. Both of them handle it very well, and now it is just a consistency check. Can you hold your nerve till the end of the map? Is there enough time for Nathan to sneak this one out? There is a quarter of the chart left to go. Not over by any stretch of the imagination, especially because of how the accuracy game is being played by both of these players. And there it is. BugsLife finds a drop on the transition. These 1-4s not treating them too favorably. And now the lead goes back over to Nathan to the tune of about 3,000 points. Still anybody's game. Gotta be able to hold it through till the very end. A number of 200s coming through from Nathan. Can they hang on till the end? Are we going to go to the tiebreaker? There are only a couple of notes left to go. Gotta watch each and every release. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the tiebreaker. What was originally a win by default reversed at the 11th hour to find a time suitable to hold the match. These two have proven to be inseparable. And now, they must pay the price. There can be only one. In the next 4.5 minutes, we'll see who will take on Jackson in just an hour and a half's time to see if they are worthy of being able to make it to the semifinals. What was a 4-0 start for BugsLife is now 4-4. Nathan doing an incredible job to take some improbable breakpoints. So here we go. The players are ready. We are going to get into the 9th map of this best of 9. Inseparable through 8 hard-fought charts of different skill sets. LN, Rice, and Hybrid. Now we combine the 3 into a very difficult tiebreaker. Good luck to both the players. Who is going to hang on just that little bit further as Nathan finds the first couple of drops. That being said, there is still plenty of time. They just need to hold their composure, but a number of very early misses, not having the best of starts, down into that 91% mark. BugsLife does finally lose their FC through that introduction. Was to be expected, and now they're starting to find a bit of a couple of drops to be answered back here. As each one drops them a full percent, they are both hovering in this A rank range, 94 to 91. We're settling in for what is going to be a war of attrition between these two players. BugsLife still holding on to the advantage by virtue of still hovering around this S rank range, but it is only 16,000 points as we approach the second quarter of the map. Things start to settle down a little bit of a calmer section, but Nathan finds the drop. It's very easy to misjudge what you're supposed to be doing at any given moment, especially with the nerves coursing through you, with the unfamiliarity of this tiebreaker potentially. Because whoever expects to see themselves in this situation, you always want to try and win the match outright. But it's an easier task said than done. As we get into the build-up, both of them handling the stream. Will they handle the transition? It's 1/8. BugsLife misses on the transition. Nathan keeps it clean, but they miss on the following section. They're trading back and forth once again, but BugsLife is starting to extend this advantage, 27,000 points, and climbing because of the fact that they're still able to keep this above that S rank mark. Gonna be finding themselves in that 96% range before too long. Gonna find a couple of drops here and there, but still faring ever so slightly better than Nathan for the moment. That being said, we are only approaching the second third now. And it feels like every slip, every slide on the side of BugsLife. Nathan had a very rough opening, but now it's BugsLife having a very rough middle section, and now the lead swings back on over to Nathan as BugsLife unable to handle some of those aggressive bursts. And with half the map still left to go, it is now Nathan in the driver's seat. They're trading misses back and forth once again. These broken streams giving Nathan fits right now as they hand the lead back on over. The BugsLife doesn't want to hold on to it too much themselves. A couple of bad judgments on the stream. Still able to hold on to the combo most importantly, but this is not a lead anybody would feel comfortable with at the moment. Only 2,000 points can swing in an instant as we approach the final third. As we get into a bit more of an LN oriented section. Both players settling down just a little bit, climbing back up to that 94% mark. And it really does feel as this map has kind of devolved into who can get that S rank. I feel like if you can get above that 95%, you have basically guaranteed yourself the win. As they start to trade misses once again, 10,000 points can evaporate in an instant. But right now, Nathan is finding a massive string of overstreams. That is the side effect of all these LNs. You let go of one of those too early, and you pay the price dearly. BugsLife not immune to it either. Trading some of those misses back as well, but able to weather the storm just that tiny bit better than Nathan as we approach the final 8. And BugsLife riding this 27,000 point advantage as we make our way to this outro. Oh, both players' tanks certainly running on empty at the moment. Not over until that last note falls, especially with these couple of misses coming through from BugsLife. If it weren't for the fact that they had a 20,000 point cushion, this would be a neck and neck race. And with those final misses from Nathan, it was a valiant effort to make it to the tiebreaker, but falling short of the line. It is going to be BugsLife punching their ticket into the second half of quarterfinals weekend to face off against Jackson by a margin of 5-4. Very well played by both of these players, both of them showing resilience to make it that far. Especially kudos to Nathan, down 4-0, being able to force that tiebreaker to come out. Unfortunate that they weren't able to complete the reverse sweep, but I mean, it takes some inner determination to get it that far. Congratulations once again to BugsLife. Their weekend not over just yet, as they have a match at 21 UTC. But for now, we'll be taking a short 17-minute break before we round out the winner's bracket matches for the weekend. It is going to be LS Ham taking on Forest Master at the top of the hour. And then following that, we'll have that final match of the weekend. It is BugsLife taking on Jackson. So until then, get a bit of water, catch your breath, maybe stretch, because we were in it for the long haul, and we'll catch you guys in a little bit.